A warm welcome to you to this e-learning platform. This is Fusion Mobile e-learning, and I am Sharif Olaito. I am your civic education tutor, and today we shall be discussing employment, under which we shall be considering the meaning of employment, the types of employment, unemployment, poverty, consequences of poverty, poverty alleviation by employment, or how employment can help alleviate poverty, guaranteed employment, and factors that promote guaranteed employment in a state. Of course, employment is a state in which somebody has a work to do by self-reliance or by public service, and from which he earns a living and helps contribute to the economic development of the state. It is a condition of having a paid job. It can be equally regarded as a work that is available in a country or an area. What do we mean by employment? We must have seen in our areas, in our respective areas, that there are certain people who, by virtue of unemployment, wake up in the morning, adults who have nowhere to go. They just wake up, sit up, find something to eat, and again, perhaps get back to bed. They get back to bed, or they find something doing within the house that does not even earn them or fetch them money at all. But in the case of employment, somebody has to wake up and then have to go to a party. Okay, let's take, for instance, your dad or mom may be in the civil service. Of course, when they wake up in the morning, more than you that you are going to school, they rush you into being quick so that they can drop you at school before they go to their own respective workplaces. They have their closing time, and at this closing time they come back home. And at the end of the month, they earn something. Some of them work in the civil service, some have their shops where they go and sell, trade, and make money. Some of them work with private organizations, privately owned companies, and so on and so forth. Majorly, there are three types of labor. These are skilled, semi-skilled, or unskilled labor. They are remunerated differently as a result of their differences in proficiency. The unskilled labor the unskilled laborer does many jobs because what he does requires no cognate experience and training but directives. The semi-skilled laborer has little formal or non-formal training. He lacks deeper knowledge of the technical and theoretical aspects of the work, while the skilled laborer is the one with the professional training about the nature of the work, and he often designs and coordinates the work for maximum productivity. Unemployment, on the other hand, is a condition where a trained, willing, and capable job seeker has no paid work or job to do to earn a living. It could be in various forms and types, namely structural unemployment, technological unemployment, seasonal unemployment, residual unemployment, and then voluntary unemployment. Poverty is regarded as the state of being extremely poor. When somebody is so poor, they cannot even afford to feed themselves. They cannot afford to pay their rent. They cannot afford to buy clothes for themselves or for their children. When somebody is described as being poor, it means he is not even able to afford anything. Water, shelter, food, clothing, and so on. It is a terrible condition which can leave serious consequences on the society. These are the following consequences of poverty. It can lead to hunger, starvation, and death if somebody is hungry for so long a time. If somebody is hungry for so long a time, it can lead to their starvation and then subsequently or consequently death. It can cause diseases. It can lead to poor standard of living. It can cause illiteracy, as a person cannot afford to go to school. It makes someone have low self-esteem. Of course, among peers, if you are too poor, you may not be able to live up or speak out with your own voice. It reduces lifespan, as there is high infant and maternal mortality where poverty exists. Poor remuneration, inability to do anything, and inability to gain employment result in poverty. Wealth is created through productivity, which is the result of employment or participation in economic activities. The absence of these leads to unproductive life and apparent poverty. In other words, employment which leads to the creation of wealth through the production of goods and services results in poverty alleviation. Poverty alleviation. The following are ways through which employment can help alleviate poverty. A person who is employed receives a specified amount of money at the end of the month as salary or even weekly wages. This money can be used to take care of themselves, to provide adequate shelter, food, and clothing. It leads to the improvement in the standard of living. It leads to investment of disposable income, that is, you are able to save. A worker who is paid at the end of the month should be able to save a percentage of his salary. Improvement in self-esteem. Employment reduces crime. And most arrested armed robbers have confessed that it was poverty that actually pushed them into robbing people. It helps in creating wealth for the teeming population. Employment helps in the economic development of a society. It utilizes all human and material resources needed to develop a state. And finally, productive employment is the engine room for further creation of employment. It has a positive multiplier effect. In economics, it is said that wealth creates wealth. Now, guaranteed employment. This is a situation where there is an assurance for obtaining or gaining employment by employable persons with employable skills. Employment is guaranteed when it is certain that it is available, and those who are willing to work are able, ready, and already working, and are not retrenched or laid off by their employers. That is, they are not sacked at any point in time. Ordinarily, guaranteed employment is called secured job security. It is a job on which, upon confirmation, the employee enjoys the right of permanency. The employee from the time of his appointment is confirmed, acquires some statutory rights, such as the right to proceed on annual leave with leave allowance, pension and gratuity, that is, when he retires, he is able to get his pension. Due process must be observed before his termination of appointment, entitled to periodic staff training, and entitled to periodic promotion. It should be noted that there are some workers who do not enjoy as much rights as those on the guaranteed employment. These groups of people include workers on probation, casual workers, part-time workers, contract workers, and forced workers, which are laborers. There are certain factors that guarantee employment. That is, there are certain factors which promote guaranteed employment. Free education and adequate education, provision of adequate medical care, responsible governance, good infrastructural facilities, establishment of industries and companies, development of small-scale industries, development of the agricultural sector of the economy, development of rural areas, self-employment, political stability, popular participation in politics by citizens, quality education, and government policy. Proficiency and marketable skills, youthfulness, multisectoral or interdisciplinary skills, stable and growing economy and policy, low cost of doing business guarantees employment as well. The nature of the establishment, patronage and levels of profiteering as well lead and promote the factors that guarantee employment. Having discussed this, a question is going to pop up on your screen right about now. I want you to consider providing answer to the question. If you have any difficulty providing answer to the question, kindly rewind your video and take another look at the video.